Hi everyone, it is Mickey here from A Pretty Talent in the Waterwell Ministries. And I'm leaning over to double check that the recording is taking place. And I am coming to you with the ninth and the last video in this series for lesson 3. And I am going to be as quick as possible because I think we've all spent a lot of time in this, and I've decided I'm not going to do something overly dramatic or difficult with these last pages that I'm including in the journal. So this is my last drawings, and all I'm going to do is I'm simply going to put glue on these. And I have to say I have done quite a bit of preparation beforehand so that this video can be as short as possible. Okay, I am going to put that one over here. I'm not putting this one into the spine. I think our spine needs to have a bit of relief. It's a little full, and there's no need for this one to rest in the spine. It will open quite well if I just do this. Going to stick over slightly, and that's okay, but you can see there's going to be enough of an opening. It's not completely stuck down here, but it's more than enough for us to be able to work with it. And I'm erring here on the side of saving the journal because we've got a very thick journal going. Okay, so now the pages that come in here, I'm going to leave those be. Okay. I'm going to take these one by one, and I have packed them and prepared them. So this is our first one. And what I've done is I have cut out with my scissors the sort of the reference pictures that I've used in this one, or to create this one. I did not bother to clean them up. So where I've got pencil lines going, I kept those in place because they are part of the process, and I wanted to show what we were talking about, thinking about. That one shows the different shapes that we identified. This one identifies the planes. And then we had our line drawing as well. This one I fussy cut with a finer pair of scissors. And then I inked the edges and sort of decided how I wanted to stick this down. And that's all I'm going to do now. So I'm going to stick these down in place. So I have a bit of a memento, if you like, of this whole process. Yeah, on this page. Okay, so then this one is now a little bit tricky because I want to sort of overlap here. Now, considering the overlap, I'm first going to glue down that. And then I'm going to glue down this side. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn it over, and you will see if you look at the backs of my printouts, I often use incorrect prints. When I do prints and something goes wrong in the printing process or whatever it is, I don't toss those pages. I use them again in my projects and to print reference photos and things. It's just a little less wasteful. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. I'm just going to put it on the side. The second one is this one, and I've done pretty much the same kind of thing here. And again, cut out, inked, fussy cut what I wanted to fussy cut, and I'm just gluing this down in place. Now this takes a little bit of time, I have to be honest. It's the moment you start cutting out things, it's not as if it goes quickly, but considering all the other things we could have done, decoupaging and stenciling and all sorts of things that we could still have done here, I think this is sort of the fastest of the options available. And I really did try to consider how much was already done in this lesson and how to kind of cut down on spending more time on this when we've already spent so much time on this lesson. I think it's been a great lesson. To me, I've loved this one. Well, I've liked all of them, I have to say, but I think this one with its variations in or various mediums and things that we've used. Well, we've done it with all of them, isn't it? I don't know. I just like this one. Maybe I was just in the mood for it. I don't know. I'm making such a mess with the glue. But in any case, okay, so that's that one. Then we had this one. And I've cut out this reference one. But this one we actually used in on another page. And that page doesn't have space for this. So I've just decided to include this one. So I have as many of the reference photos as I can possibly fit. And I can't fit all of them. But, you know, as many of them as possible, I am trying to incorporate into these backs of the cards that we've created. Okay, so that's that one, and I made another mess with the glue. Maybe I'm just overly tired or something, I don't know. I like this one. I sort of keep thinking, should I have done more? No, enough. It's enough time spent on this. Okay, then this one, I've just used both of these, and they will overlap, and that's fine. Okay, so I said that maybe I would use that photo, you know, that picture, that surprise picture that we've got. Maybe I'd use that on the backs of one of these, and I decided against it. I will show you just now what I have done with that. But if you're wondering why that one's not popping out now, that would be the reason, because I have since changed my mind and decided to do something else. Okay, so these are now our 4 cards side by side, and if you flip them over, that is what they look like. Now I would dearly love to put those back in my journal now, but I have made such a mess of the glue that I have to put them aside and just give them a chance to dry a little before I stick them into the journal. Now let me give myself some space here. Okay, so then we get to this page. And this is where I've decided that I want to use this picture. Now, I have pulled a page out of another journal, and I've decided that I'm going to write my journaling about that picture on here. And I'm just going to tear these edges so that they're not neat and tidy and, you know, just too correct. And I'm literally just sort of controlling the tear by doing it little by little, guiding, using my hands as guides. I'm going to come in a little closer here. That was just the center of the book. Okay, don't tear the words out now. Right. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to quickly ink these edges. There are 1,000 ways of inking, and this way is absolutely, I think, the easiest. And you just need the least amount of space and things if you're going to do it this way. So, okay, that's me inking the edges. Now I want to bring this one in here. somewhere. It's going to overlap this opening. Is that going to bug me? No, you know what? It's not going to bug me. I'm not going to allow it to bug me. I can put it up there. And then maybe bring this one in here. Okay, I can do that. Okay, so this, no, let me first stick it in and then I'll read it to you. I kind of looked at this picture and I thought about this whole dealing with your emotions, choosing a better outcome by altering your ways, changing your mindset, you know, those kinds of thoughts and ideas that we've been dealing with in this lesson. I just want to hold it down a little bit here in the spine. I can always do it afterwards, but okay. And then this picture was already pre-cut and whatever. Probably if I had not pre-cut it, I would have now decided to tear this out as well and give it a couple rougher edges and whatnot. Okay, so, but it's done. So these words, how do you feel today? How do you feel today? And I sort of asked myself this, if I were to come face to face with this little girl in the mirror, my younger me, and I asked myself, how do you feel today when looking at that girl? And that started my thought processes. Did I give in to these feelings, these emotions? Was this the path I chose? Because if this had been the path I chose, I would hang my head in shame when I came face to face with this girl. So this is what I wrote. If I were to come face to face with the child I once was, would I be able to give a favorable account of what I've done with all that potential? Would I be able to declare that I have mastered my emotions, that my thoughts have been reined in? Would I? And I just left it at that. And I think that's enough. So this is by no means dry. And I will probably pull this out as soon as I switch the video back off, but I wanted to show you. If I put these back in here now. This lesson, this was lesson 2, the end of lesson 2. Lesson 3 starts here. And it now looks like this. Oh gosh, that one's upside down. And we know for all the other hidden pages and things that we've got in here. And then it ends with this. And I think that is fabulous. So where shall we end this? Here. That's it. This is where we say enough. And we stop. And I'm going to leave you with a thought. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your minds, so that you may know the good and perfect and acceptable will of God. And that is Romans 12 verse 2. That's my prayer for you, that you be able to rein in those thoughts and be everything that God had created you to be. Because we all have a choice on where we go in life. And that's what I leave you with. So blessings until the next lesson. See you in the next video. Cheers, guys.